Hey guys, welcome to Goat King Riders Club episode 21. I'm Sean Conway and Hal's not here. Well, did you organise a guest?
No, that's not my job.
Great.
I called my dad, but he wouldn't come, so.
Fuck. Oh, what? Yeah, COVID as well, I guess. But I don't know if you know this, but I've actually dealt in like the but if you're keen to do it, because I know we're in like a Christian household.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're not here right now, so we can just try it out.
Fuck it, yeah. All right. Close it.
Sean?
Hey!
No, Sean.
What are you? It's Desiree crossing everyone.
I've spoken to him about this before. You can't just summon me up like this. You need to give me a call or something.
Fuck.
No, I'm sick of this happening. Next time, do you remember that time when you were learning these dark arts and you managed to summon just my left leg? Like the bottom half of my left leg, and I was hobbling around?
Yeah, that's my favourite leg.
No, that put me out.
Oh, you're here now, so shut up. Unless...
Okay. I'm fine, but next time call me first.
You're actually been on the podcast, Go King Rider. This is the worst start to a podcast. We're trying to act it out, and it's like, what's the point? We thought this was a cool way to introduce guests.
I'm always happy to see you.
Yeah. Well, you are actually the first guest of the Goat King Riders Club, so that's pretty cool. That adds to your big catalogue of accolades.
I put it on my resume already.
For those of you that don't know, Desiree is Desiree Crossan, so get you on the gram, you know, is actually probably the third best artist in the state behind the Goat King Riders Club crew, obviously. I'll actually, can I show some of your fine work?
Sure, yeah.
Brian, can you pull up the artwork that Desiree's done? I don't know why he's looking up. There we go.
Oh, one of my best pieces.
It's I think it's a turtle.
I think so.
I think it's a goddamn turtle.
It's a goddamn turtle from the short film Shall We?
Like, can I do you? I'm a goddamn turtle, okay?
It lacks a bit of passion, but
yeah, sorry.
You'll get there.
I try, but you know.
How this works is that we write a story and show each other's art, and I'm super pumped to see your art because you won an award recently, didn't you?
I did. I won a highly commended in the Bustleton Art Awards.
Bustleton, the booming metropolis that is.
They have a great art award though, but I've got to confess, Sean, that I just did my artwork in 10 minutes today.
So did I.
Okay, so just don't have high expectations.
Oh, okay.
Just putting it out
there.
All
right, I won't have high expectations.
Okay, thank you.
As long as I'm actually... With Hal, I'm always like, yeah, man, I want to show you my artwork. And now I'm super insecure to show you my artwork. But this is my artwork.
I'm so excited.
And so how it works is you're going to try to guess what my story's about based on... And guess the title as well.
Okay.
So here is my artwork.
Strong line work. I like it.
Yeah, I've got this technique where I draw it with pencil and then I go over it with texter.
Yeah, no, it's
very
great.
advanced. It's very advanced methods.
Okay, so we have here the art gallery. Somebody look in a mirror. You did it again. But it's not the Britney song because that's "Oops, I Did It Again."
Yeah. I never liked Britney, but that one was pretty banging.
Absolutely. So I actually, this to me looks like a werewolf.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's a werewolf, yeah?
It was a werewolf.
But you know what, Sean? Werewolves come out in the full moon. But I guess if you'd only done a circle, I probably wouldn't have known it was a moon, right?
Yeah. You would have just thought it was like an egg.
Okay, so I think that this person here has turned into a werewolf and then broken into the art gallery of WA and gone and done some incredible piece of work and hung it on the walls, Banksy style. And they're like, oh, I should just be proud of my work and hang it with my own name, during, using legitimate channels. What do you think?
Well, you got the werewolf part right. I was like, yeah, I'm glad you spotted that was a werewolf because it was. I thought you might have thought it was a banshee because it's kind of the same sort of hair.
Yeah, but it was the moon that gave it away. I think.
Oh yeah, fucking goddamn moon. But what do you think it's called?
Werewolves, I did it again.
I actually think that looks more like Chewbacca.
It kind of does look a bit like the Christmas Wookiee.
The Christmas Wookiee.
Okay, so it's actually called Walk of Shame.
Walk of Shame. Okay,
right.
Yep.
Are you ready to hear?
Exactly like it says on
Yeah. We'll talk about what inspired it and stuff afterwards. But
okay, great.
See if you can get like some of the hints of what might have inspired this story. Okay. Because you're in the movie biz, and you know I love my movies, so you might be able to kind of guess what this is about. Walk of Shame by Sean Conway. It was Sammy's first time showing off her artwork at an art gallery. She was incredibly insecure about her appearance. Sammy tried to pay attention to the art, but was too distracted by the other artists and their amazing fashion, looking like a cross between 1950 beatniks and German snuff filmmakers. Despite looking like Rachel Lee Cook, Sammy's clothes left nothing to be desired. Paint-stained overalls covering a 90s flannel with big black glasses that made her look like a big dumb nerd. After a couple of free wines, Sammy started feeling relaxed and enjoyed the art until she saw him, the man of her dreams, brown trousers and a black turtleneck jumper. As far as artists goes, this guy was like Leonardo da Vinci. Sammy hadn't eaten all day and her stomach began to rumble like an old Italian grandmother screaming, "Away you and no eat!" Sammy stopped the nearest server and filled her overall pockets with baby quiches and devoured them in private corner of the art gallery. Hiding in the corner, devouring baby quiches like a bear eating a fresh salmon, Sammy was interrupted by the dreamboat artist. Hey, this might sound weird, but do you want to come back to my place for a little bit of freaky dicky hoo-ha? The gorgeous artist said. Sammy stared, unsure what he was asking. I mean, sex. He continued. Sure, Sammy replied, spitting crumbs of baby quiche across the room. Sammy woke up with a gleeful feeling before realising she was in a pool of blood. In shock, she got out of bed to see her lover, whose arms and legs had been ripped off, and his head was hanging by his turtleneck. Sammy found his arm in the kitchen and felt for a pulse. She couldn't find one, because he was just like Leonardo da Vinci. Dead. Sammy stormed into the bathroom and confronted herself in the mirror. Why do you always do this? Why can't I have sex with someone without you killing them? She screamed. Sammy's alter ego appeared in the mirror to comfort her. I did you a favour, that guy was a werewolf, she proclaimed. You say that about all the guys I have sex with, Sammy barked back. Well, stop fucking werewolves then, you dumb bitch, her alter ego remarked before Sammy punched the mirror. Sammy washed the blood off, collected up her lover's body parts in a plastic bag and threw him in the garbage. She gathered her clothes after another night of murderous lovemaking. She dropped her head as she started her journey home on the Walk of Shame. So you kind of got the werewolf right.
Yeah, nice. It sounds like a pretty average exhibition opening to me, but
well, that's what it's inspired by your trip to Busselton.
I didn't think anyone knew about that, but hey, that was great. It was great. You know what? Like you really know how to paint a picture.
Well, not really. You've seen it.
No, like honestly, like how many art exhibition openings have you been to?
None.
None?
None.
Like, okay, so eating the free food is one of the...
There's always a NCIS episode, or there's like the other ones. Like crime shows, there's always like one episode that's in an art gallery, and it's always like one dude with a turtleneck.
Yeah.
And like they all look like beatniks.
It's pretty standard. And eating as much of the free food as you can because you're an artist, you know, you need free food when you can get it. I actually have a friend that will go to art exhibition openings with me sometimes, and he and I will eat so much cheese that we are pretty sure we've put a couple of galleries out of business.
What sort of cheese are these galleries having?
We'll just eat as much cheese as we can, and then they'll bring out another wheel, and we're like, oh,
how much $3 brie are you eating at these art galleries? And so, Jesus, the WA State Gallery is gone under.
We only go to nice galleries.
We're not pointing the fingers at anyone, but maybe you, Desiree, with all the brie around your mouth.
If they don't serve the good cheese, we don't want to know about it. But yeah.
So, who do you think the artist is based on?
The artist is based on
dirty overalls, 90s flannel, big black glasses that make her look like a nerd. Come on.
Oh gosh, I have no idea.
It screams, she's all that.
Oh, like I got your is she an artist in it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a while.
I even say her name.
You're shaming me.
I actually forget her name, but it was.
You said Rachel Lee Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was the lead actress in She's All That. Duh.
Oh, gosh.
Worst guest ever.
Oh, man. Only guest ever, sorry.
If you don't know She's All That, you get the fuck off my podcast. But, yeah, that's kind of what inspired it. Because it actually, not another teen movie, is kind of what inspired it.
Oh,
and
nice.
that was based on She's All That. You know how she's like wearing the filthy overalls and stuff, and then she gets changed, and then she's like Claudia Schiffer or something.
Yeah, because I remember that whole like Pygmalion thing, the storyline. I just don't remember the artist side of it.
Well, I think it's I kind of wanted to do the art story because I saw like some junkie or some weird BuzzFeed article where it was like movies they couldn't make today. And I was like, they could if you just stop being so fucking sensitive. You know, She's All That. There was that great hacky sack poem. I don't know if you remember that. Freddie Prinze just riffs a poem about hacky sacks, and they ripped the scene off in 22 Jump Street.
Clearly, I don't remember this movie well enough.
You do.
You should have prepped me.
No, this is how conversations work.
I feel like I've missed out now, not remembering the hacky sack.
What else? For some reason, I wanted werewolves.
Everybody wants werewolves.
But there was not enough space. So there was just that one line of dialogue that mentions werewolves. Just to kind of... And it was a pretty powerful piece of dialogue.
It was, because it actually, it left so many questions unanswered.
Well, it's so the viewer at home can choose their own adventure.
Absolutely. And that's far more powerful.
Talk to them. Talk to me.
Oh, look, Sean, I'll talk to whoever I want to. You don't owe me. But, that's more powerful, letting them make up their own mind about something. Yeah.
Now I'm keen to see now I'm still kind of insecure because it'll be like some fucking Mona Lisa looking.
All right, here we go.
I love the fucking book. Kapow.
Yeah, so this is my my trash sketchbooks. I'm sorry that your podcast art got put in my trash sketchbook. But it's, where I want to be free and just draw whatever. And
that's what
whatever.
It's all.
Okay, I'll just move that.
God, I already
paper.
love it already.
Oh, there we go, Sean. Whoop.
I'm keen to even see the picture on the other page that I kind of see peeking through.
I'll show you that one. Yeah.
All right. So if it's based on a movie, I'm going to guess it's like Footloose, but they eat people who attempt dancing. And she's moderately concerned about it.
Moderately concerned, yeah. Probably could have edged that up a little bit.
She's got that look of fake outrage. Like, hey, guys, don't be eating people that want to dance. This guy's like a zombie that's eating people, and then she's just like this sassy little child that's like,
I was a little worried because after I drew it, then I remembered that I was on the Goat King podcast and that you guys probably think it's a nasty
It feels
salute.
like you've started an artwork for another podcast and then decided to do some artwork for our podcast.
I had to go back over the hands and make sure it was clear they were pointing and not saluting because it's you guys.
Well, all I can take from this is that she is not impressed about something. Are they eyes or grey peaches that are possibly attacking her? And then these peaches have attacked these people and they're like, where are the peaches? And they're like, over there. I have no idea what this is about. And this is...
I feel like my stories are so wholesome for this podcast, actually. So you're gonna hear my story. I'm just gonna say that it's peaches. Peaches.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Was anything I said right?
Yeah, we've got zombies, we've got music. I mean, she is kind of a bit shocked, a bit surprised, you know, like...
Well, what's her face saying?
Like a bit of shock and surprise.
Okay.
But, you know, wait, you'll understand.
Yeah.
All right. So my story is called The Zom Troopers.
Zom Troopers.
By Desiree Crossing.
Oh, that is an 80s band name.
Oh, yeah. Okay. She'd seen it in the movies, but never expected it was something that could happen in real life. The outbreak appeared to have started in the shopping centre's mezzanine food court. She realised something was up when the mundane serenity was broken by blood-curdling screams from above and someone's half-eaten corpse got thrown over the banister, landing in a heavy thud a couple of metres in front of her. Suddenly, a terrified crowd of people poured down the escalators, hot on the heels a bunch of deranged-looking men, women and children, clearly hungry for blood. How fucking cliched, she thought. The zombie apocalypse is here, and I'm stuck in a goddamn shopping centre. She turned and ran, regretting all of those fruit mince pies and extra slices of Christmas pavlova. These zombies didn't seem like the ones from movies. They were fast. Well, as fast as the people that they had been before. She darted into the Maya doors and raced up the escalator, taking refuge in the hi-fi section, hiding behind a 72-inch Panasonic flat screen. She was hyper-aware of the heaviness of her breath, the tension in the air, every sound around her. Screams from downstairs, a stampede of footsteps coming closer. Peeking around the corner of the TV, she saw them pouring into the hi-fi section. They weren't people. They were the zombies, and they were hunting as a pack. Like heat-seeking missiles, they seemed to be moving directly towards her. In panicked, she stumbled backwards, tripped and slammed into a stereo, blasting the music loud. Shit! Then something started to happen. The zombies started to jerk around in time with the music. And they'd lost interest in her. She stood there, stunned. Reaching back, she turned the volume down and they snapped back into a brain-hungry mob. Volume up! And they started to dance again. In shock, while the Bee Gees played, she realised that these zombies actually had a case of disco fever. She gathered up a portable speaker, plugged in her iPod, and walked them out of the shopping centre like a Pied Piper to the garage at the back of her house. Couch surfers, she told her housemates. She discovered the zombies could learn choreography, and they quickly became TikTok sensations. She got a sponsorship deal with a local pest control company, offering easy disposal of local feral cats, rats and dogs. And one time, the Zom Troopers even reached the semi-finals of Australia's Got Talent. She ended up with a lucrative career in talent management and lived happily ever after. And the moral of this story is, don't be afraid to adapt. Do whatever you got to do to keep staying alive.
I tell you what, that is the best telling of any story on this podcast. I was just like, wow. But I'm going to guess, well, Michael Jackson has to be somewhat of an inspiration for that.
Thriller.
And, yeah. But also a bit of Black Friday sort of.
I was
Or
thinking
charging the hi-fi store.
you know, like Shaun of the Dead and stuff, and yeah, I mean, it's the shopping center zombie trope is in so many different things. So
I meant a lot of different things.
it's been in heaps of things. Yeah.
Oh, the shopping center.
Shopping center
Yeah.
and zombies. Yeah. So
I
yeah,
liked it.
It reminded me of Footloose a little bit as well.
yeah. You don't
I
want
thought
to.
there was gonna be some Footloose references in there.
Yeah.
That was good.
Maybe
that was
there were and
fantastic.
you just missed it.
I probably
That's the
missed it.
600-word version.
That was fantastic.
That's what that story needs, is like the mayor to be like, there's no dancing allowed in this mall.
And
Can I see the painting again?
she's in the hi-fi section.
Oh, so
and
there's
she's
speakers.
There's speakers, but see, I didn't color them dark. If I'd done that, you probably would have understood. But I can see why you'd think there are eyes or.
She's
pieces,
kind of
maybe.
got like, she is in that catch-22 scenario where it's like, oh, if I don't turn the music on, I'm going to get eaten by zombies. And if I turn the music on, I'm going to have to listen to the fucking Bee Gees again.
Right, and no wants to be stuck in that.
That
situation.
should be the name of the story, Catch-22.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
But I like how she's, she makes the best of a bad situation, and actually probably saves humankind. If they'd been
I
allowed
don't
to
think
go
she
and.
saved humankind.
Oh, come on.
She saw an opportunity to make money. She's actually the antagonist in this story. A bunch of. I think there's a full political message here. If
One
you wanna
man's
look into it,
one man's
is
freedom fighter is another man's
There's a bunch
like,
of sheep
terrorist.
that have been exploited by. What's the saying? In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. That's. Man, there's so many levels to this story.
We like to make the audience think, right?
Yeah. No, we're
Contemplate.
here to find what's wrong with you, Desiree. Like, we're finding out, we get a Miss Preppy. Oh, I go to Bustleton Art Galleries.
Miss
Oh,
Preppy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Your audiences are going to be smart enough. They are smart enough. And they saw right through your fucking story
Yeah.
of getting on Australian Idol.
So, guys, if you have any theories as to what's wrong with me, just put them in the comments below.
I'll send them in and we'll mention it. Me and Hull will talk about it at length. That'll be dedicated the whole next episode.
Special episode.
Yeah, Hull will be like, what was that? What was up with that chick last week? And I was like, well, let me tell you.
We have some audience theories.
I don't know. I'm tired.
Amazing. I actually grew up, I was born in WA, but I grew up in Hobart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very artsy sort of place in Hobart. What's that art gallery called? The one on the side of the cliff.
Oh, Mona.
Mona.
Mona didn't exist when I lived there.
No.
That place is great.
Hobart is
It's wild.
surprisingly a cool place. Like
It's so cool.
It's Melbourne if you took out the obnoxiousness. Yeah.
100%.
Like, because a lot of when I was there, their infrastructure, I think it was the art gallery, it's like old, like, factory sort of stuff. That's that orange, red sort of brick, but then they've incorporated into, like, it's almost like it got bombed, and then there's, like, glass that comes out of it. It's fucking a cool building. Love that place.
Love that. It's like it got bombed, but yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it looks like it's fallen apart and decrepit, but like through that comes like this. Oh, it's fucking.
I love
amazing.
the way that they embrace the history and stuff.
But that's the one on the cliff, or is that in Sydney?
Mona, it's on a cliff face. Yeah, absolutely. And it's all wrought iron. It looks like a fortress.
Yeah, isn't that a private gallery?
Yeah. That guy, he made his money gambling.
Yeah,
And then
like all good Tasmanians, they've also got the oldest casino in Australia.
Yeah. They got all sorts of old things there. It's pretty rad. And it's designed to be controversial, Mona. So I love it. If people like stuff too much, they'll take it out.
I think that was one of the pieces.
That was before Mona, I think.
Yeah.
But maybe Mona bought it. They do all sorts of weird stuff there. It's great.
Because I remember that was like when I was in high school. That was because I went to Catholic high school. That was like one of the big controversies. It was like, you see someone made a pain, and people are paying to see this, you know. But yeah, it was. But then I've heard like different stories. Because I remember it was like a white canvas that was yellow, and then like the darker piss was the crucifix and stuff. And then I've heard stories where it was like suspended in piss, like it was Yeah.
No. I remember it.
Maybe there's just a lot of piss Christ artwork out there.
Yeah, it's probably a really niche market, but you know what they say about niche markets is you can command good prices, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, maybe you should start getting some juice in you and...
I drink a lot
I
of
don't know.
water and...
What's
yeah.
the we're going off some weird topic. There's that funnel that women use when they're camping so they don't have to squat when they piss.
I can't remember what they're called, but yeah.
It's I don't know, someone had it and like they were passing around. Like when it first came out, it was kind of like, guess what this is? And it was just like, oh, what? And like the way that it's shaped, everyone was like, doo-doo. Yeah. What's it called?
It says the portable female urinal.
Yeah, no, there's a cooler name.
Oh,
than that.
Shiwi Pez Pee.
Because that's where you could also do like a piss cross with that, and then also get like a sponsor from them to like just double up that money.
Is it some kind of feminist statement then if we do it like with the shiwis?
I mean, if it adds more money, why not?
Yeah.
Anyway, your story. Man, we could go on for ages, but I think we should get to my favourite segment. It's this.
Sean and Hose, 99 random word. Cocktail!
You got Hull's one, which was chef at a city tip.
Yeah.
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 You get it under the 99?
I think I got it right on 99.
Ooh.
So mine is called chez vous.
What?
Chez vous, which means at the place of the city. Like sort of
The
like
story's usually just called chef at a city tip.
I'm trying to add an element of class to your podcast here, Sean.
Because that
like-
kind of, with that, it kind of makes your story 100 words. So, chef
Chef by Desiree Crossing.
Yeah.
Okay.
AKA chef had a tip.
Chef at a
And
tip.
I'll tell you what, it is a classy way. It's like when you're just growing your own wine in prison and it's like, we can't call it toilet wine. We'll call it chef.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. Is
Chateau de Chipper.
all right. Dean was a visionary. Apprenticed at London's most exclusive restaurants, cooking for celebrity clients and hailed as the finest chef of his generation. Finally, he was days away from opening his own restaurant, but couldn't find the missing ingredient for his signature dish. Stressed and walking the streets late one night, a garbage truck pulled up next to him. The back of the machine opened, and the scent filled the air. It was like poetry. It spoke of the city life, history. He would smoke their meats over their own refuse. It was perfect.
It sounds like an elevator pitch for Ratatouille.
Well, I
And
don't.
burnt.
And
Burnt.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't, but there's like one good scene in it that I've seen.
The whole movie is fantastic.
Burnt?
I love that movie.
I've got to say, like, who doesn't think about Ratatouille all the time?
I think there's like a thing on TikTok at the moment where it's like Ratatouille the musical.
Yeah.
It's also lookalikes. Do you look like the characters from Ratatouille?
You could probably
that's
pull
really
off the chef,
The little chef?
the ginger chef.
Do you want to sit on my
ginger
head and
chef.
pull my hair around and see what we can make?
I won't say no.
You should definitely put that on the Patreon.
I like that.
Look, in the
So what's the uncut version?
expanded
Who
version.
gets killed in the uncut version?
Well, I told you, like, my pieces are a little more
Oh, you said smoked meats?
smoked meats.
So that's the uncut version is the mob used the dump truck to deliver the bodies to the chef, who then cut them up, kind of like Sweeney Todd.
You know, I had been thinking of Sweeney Todd as well while I was writing the expanded version. In my expanded version, he like races home. He grabs his bag of things and scales the fence at the tip, and then like brings out his little cook stove and his smoking box, and just walks around until he finds the bit that smells right. And it's like umami. It's like musty and
Umami?
deep, and it's just like all
Isn't
those
that like a Japanese god? Like, I think that's what you say when... Isn't that one of the villains in Godzilla? Oh, no, it's umami!
Dum, dum.
Or was it Pacific Rim? Oh, watch out, it's umami.
Yes, John.
No, what's umami?
Umami's that flavor that's kind of like sort of meat flavored, kind of. You have like sweet, sour, like
Savory.
savory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
really
a wholesome savory.
There's a lot of words
like,
out there. I don't need to know all of them.
yeah. So
This sausage has a real umami flavour.
I wrote more about his motivation and all that sort of stuff. It was beautiful. You would love
His
it, but you'll never hear
backstory?
it now. Yeah, I did.
Well, that was actually... Well, my story has a little bit of backstory, but it kind of gets brought up in my story. My story is Pimpin' a Junkyard.
I'm excited to hear this.
Okay, you should be. I'm pretty happy with it. Pimpin' the Junkyard. Jack ran the old city junkyard. He was a legend in this town because at night, old Jack would like to pimp out his busted up cars to sleazy fuckers. Old Jack made a decent living off these deviants. He had a car for everyone. You could fuck his Plymouth Fury for $100 or finger a Ford Fiesta for $1. One night, Jack heard a commotion and caught a thug roughing up one of his Corollas. Jack tried stopping him, but all the violence would tire Jack. Jack died when a bullet punctured his head. I kind of had to wrap it up.
That's pretty much every Sean story is, I gotta wrap it up.
We're going to wrap it up. We've got a few entries that have sent in. I haven't watched it. I know Aaron sent one in for Pimp at a junkyard. But we'll look at Michelle's because Michelle's actually a really good artist. So
Great.
we'll get your 2 cents on it. And then you'd be like, nah, Michelle doesn't belong here in Bustleton Art Galleries. But let's see Michelle's work.
Oh,
So this first one is Chef at a City Tip.
that's really cool.
Yeah, no, she's fantastic, Michelle.
Where is she based?
She's south of the river, but she's Perth based. Yeah.
Perth based. That's great.
But she, if you check her Instagram, a lot of it's her artwork, and I think she does a lot of like Maori inspired artwork. Which I don't know what this is. Is this a skull wearing a hat?
Yeah, it seems like a dead chef, I guess. It's a skull with a chef's hat. He's holding a chafing tray or serving dish, a spatula. He
Now
has multiple
this reminds
arms.
me of like 80s.
Yeah.
Like when 80s was like super gross out. You know?
Like the Garbage
this is the
Pail
city in
Kids
the
and
background.
stuff.
Garbage Pail Kids. But there was
Mad Magazine had heaps of that grotesque.
there was like those
as well.
gross balls. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
I can't. You'd probably know them. They were like kids' plastic balls, but they were like had like monstrous figures on them and all that stuff.
Everything was slime.
Garbage
based.
Pail- Garbage Pail Kids.
That sort of same vein,
Yeah.
you know. Even the Ninja Turtles in the
Yeah,
sewers.
yeah.
Yeah, Batman.
Oh, the 80s was
What?
so great.
Batman was grungy as hell.
No. What? It was a spoiled little rich kid. Lived in a cave.
Yeah, but
Batman
there's-
himself.
We're talking about
Batman
garbage.
himself, I
We're
know, but
talking
the-
about goddamn garbage, Brian. Not spoiled little rich kids.
I'm a goddamn turtle, all right? I should have done a turtle-based story.
No, it's
That's great. That's really nice.
yeah, she does. Oh, she's got the stink lines.
Yep. I don't.
This actually kind of looks like RoboCop, like from the tip, looking at the city. Like it's got that.
Yeah.
Well, I hear that 80s theme song you always heard, like, bow, bow, down, wow,
Yeah.
bow, 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 bow.
No, 80s always had the sax. The sax was made cool by the Lost Boys, who apparently has his own comic.
Really?
The shirtless dude from the Lost Boys that plays the saxophone had like his own like 6 to 10 episode run of like he was like some weird character in the Lost Boys.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And Michelle always inadvertently has hidden images in the.
Oh yeah.
So let's see if
sucks
there's anything in the
on
dump
the TV.
here.
It's like usually right here, and
Yeah.
now we're kind of like
Oh yeah. You want
looking
me to
at
bring it to
Brian's
you?
phone from across the room.
No, that's it.
But the
Oh,
tires
yeah.
kind of look like two balls together. And then, like, if you kind of did like a weather, you know how like the weatherman does, like, oh, over here. If you kind of did the outline, you got the two tires as the balls, and then the chef is the head, and then like his little chef hat means that he's hasn't been circumcised.
Right. Yeah.
And then the stink
is-
lines means that he's hasn't washed for a couple of days.
And this is where he smokes his meats.
See, and
Oh yeah, Noma.
Yeah.
And
I was
Noma?
thinking it's a bit of a umami. I was thinking it's a bit of a Marvin the Martian kind of vibe, and then he's got
Yeah.
it's like got all the little lightning bolts and the spaceship kind of thing, and
These
the
look like
big
Hole's
feet and
cool
stuff.
kicks that were in the last episode as well.
They look like every cool kicks from the 80s.
Yeah.
Like heaps of details, like fat as fuck. And like that logo, that skull logo would be on the side of like an 80s sneaker.
It would be.
Here's Michelle's other artwork.
And it's a
Pimp
monkey?
at a junkyard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the pimp is a. I'll describe it to you. We should probably describe this more often, just for listeners. But
So it's a monkey with a feather boa cowboy pimp hat.
full on Huggy Bear get up, isn't it?
Huggy Bear, fuck, that is a good reference.
Yeah.
And with the crossover of Herbie.
Yep, there's Herbie. There's Herbie, and there's a rat rod. Little callback to earlier.
Is it a rat rod or is it the Rolls Royce from that? What was that mustard we kept talking about for fancy people?
A Dijon. Oh, Grey Poupon.
Grey Poupon.
Yeah. No, this looks like the Rolls Royce from Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke, when he steals from his dad.
Is
That's
it?
exactly what it is. Yeah.
I do love that. That's like my favorite. That's my dream car, but like the Ute version, like the
The
like
rat
the
rod.
1940.
Oh yeah, I know
Yeah.
the one. Yeah.
You don't know.
No, I know what he's talking
yeah,
about.
like the-
But
yeah.
I was imagining him driving around in this at first, and I was like, yeah. I mean that.
And he's got like the monkey's got a look on his face like pimps don't drive their own cars.
He's
And
like
that's why
holding a
there's
lot
all
of
these
money
trash
here.
cars in the back.
Everything's
Can you
so
zoom in a
mundane to
bit
him.
closer on the ape? Yeah.
He's a monkey, not an ape.
They're all same family.
He's got red hair, which could be a red herring, and he has a small man head on the tip of his pimp cane, which seems to be way too big for him. He kind of looks like Yoda.
No, because that's the same sort of size stick that monkey from The Lion King had.
Rafiki.
I don't know. Didn't learn his name.
Hey,
Rafiki?
Rafiki.
Did you know this?
Yeah, I did.
He
Really?
just smashed
Yeah, I
banana.
never liked it,
banana, smashed
Lion King.
banana,
You never
banana.
likes the Lion King.
Nah.
Who are you?
I was Aladdin, and then it was like, I've got my Disney movie. I don't need more.
Aladdin is definitely the
That,
best.
Mighty Ducks, you know.
That's another TikTok conspiracy happening right now. Is that they were trying to figure out what happened to the dad lion's body when he falls because there's nothing there, and then you look it up and lions actually eat each other as well.
Simba ate his dad.
No, the uncle.
Oh,
Jaf-
Scar.
I keep calling him Jafar in my head. Yeah, Scar. he holds up the skull of his own brother and says, "I'm gonna be king one day." And you see lion bones everywhere around him, and
It makes sense.
Yeah, I knew that when I was a kid, so I never got into it.
oh, so
I
housing
understand
prices, analytics of Lion King. Okay.
The next picture.
Yeah.
So that's Michelle. So how do you
She's
rate
great,
Michelle?
isn't she?
So this is just the stuff she throws together for our podcast.
Amazing.
But if you go to her Instagram, she like the stuff that she puts time and effort in. She puts effort into. So Aaron he has this weird sort of stop motion style. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but like he needs to stop working with us and do his own thing because it's killer.
Denise Juice was an uptown cat with a downtown vibe. Bitch! Only thing I like more than money is a hoe. Life was good until he inherited a junkyard. Aw, shit. How am I supposed to do all my pimping out of some old junkyard? Cried Denise Juice. His cries were heard by none other than the junkyard pixies. These pixies have thick ass and, sadly, cocaine addiction. Denise Juice turned that junkyard into what we know as today, Las Vegas. This ends the story of History According to Kid Rock.
But yeah, that's what Aaron does every week, and it's like this weird style where, like, his earlier versions was like you could see the border of him animated in Photoshop.
Yeah.
Where it was like him just like. Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
It's so good.
it's really good. It's raw,
Yeah.
but it's very animated.
It's fun. Really
Yeah.
fun.
This is getting cut. All right, and the last one, we always end every episode with, you might have seen him around the traps, Phil Cook, comedian, and he always sends in a story to help us close out every show.
Fantastic.
So this is Phil Cook.
I recognise that face, yes.
Yeah.
Short story, chef at the city tip. The virus had hit his restaurant hard, and the chef was down at the tip. He was looking for food he could salvage, had an apple core and half a corn chip. He dug around a bit more, found some limp lettuce. That will do. I can take this back to the kitchen and drizzle on a bit of jus. Yeah, this will be great, he said to himself with a touch of false bravado. I can make a meal out of this. Just need roasted kale and avocado.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. Every episode he does it.
It's gorgeous.
So did you have fun?
I had a really great time, Sean. Thank you so much.
It's going to look weird when it's all cut together. It's like you're all animated, like, oh, let me tell you something. It's like, yeah, that was a good story. It's just like random cuts everywhere. But if you're on our Patreon, you can get the 100% uncut nonsense that was this episode. But to go out, we got to find out what next. Oh, this Sunday. This Sunday, we start our Fringe show at the Laugh Resort. So if you don't have tickets, head to fringeworld.com.au and look up Goat King Live, or Goat King Writers Club. And this is where you get to perform those stories. So you got your cocktail shaker?
Just
You gonna
reach
pop
for
in on
it
Sunday?
the front of the
That's just-
table.
yeah.
Just there.
So,
That's why we need the button with the globe.
yeah. So I'm going to give you one, and you give me one.
And then you go ahead and
you
pick
one for
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah.
So that's what we
Just
came
pop that on the table, yeah, so you don't lose it. Perfect.
So get ready for Sunday's show at Fringe. This is our first time going live as well. So you saw how today went. People get to see that live.
That's so exciting.
You can expect, if you go to the show, you can expect a hour and a half romp, ripping fun.
Oh, this should be an interesting one. What'd you get?
Whoop.
The red one is the character, and the blue one is the location.
This is great. Okay, a cow in a basement.
Cow in a basement.
Cow in a basement.
Is a cow a type of car? Because that might be relevant to this episode.
No, what? For a guy from Wisconsin, like
We don't put cows in our basements.
because cows can't go in basement. It's going to be. It could almost be a sci-fi of how the cow got into the basement
Right.
because cows go upstairs.
They can't get
They
back
can't go downstairs. You know that?
That's why it's so good.
That's like every high school prank
Yeah.
from the 90s until cows got outpriced. Mine's a punk at a NASCAR race.
Oh. Yeah.
We're finally getting a new category inside the cocktail shakers as well.
Do you wanna pick one?
Yeah, sure. You want to do one for me?
Yeah. Okay. I think you're the character. We'll have a look. If yours is a red one. So Brian's topic is he's a drunk
on a movie set.
Hey, that's some Christian Bale shit right there.
The Tom Cruise.
So there you go. So if you're keen to be part of the next episode, write your stories, do your art. Make sure to buy tickets for Goat King Live at Fringe World Perth. Otherwise, tune in for the episode and see. You can send them in. We'll show them. We'll let the people know you're doing stuff. Because that's what it's about. You got to go out there, have fun. You heard the stories today. You heard my story. Not great.
You're a man for the people.
But,
Sean.
you know, you got to have fun. Swing for the fence. But that's the end of the show, Desiree. So how we getting out of here?
Look, I'm actually going to get you to use your, little dark arts and put us in a painting.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Can we
How's
do that,
sound?
Brian?
Yeah, well, I'll have to make the painting first, but yeah, sure, let's do it.
Easy. Great.
Alright, sweet. Alright, guys. We got to do like a wave and that's the... We're waving goodbye, that's the painting. Alright, ready, guys? Alright, and freeze.